James Lynch here for MMA News with a impressive fighter. This past weekend, he got that win over Sean O'Malley. It is Chito Vera joining me here on the program. Chito, how's it going, man?
All good, man. All good. Feeling good. Get some surfing not too long ago. Just get home and, feeling good.
I bet, man. Congratulations on the victory. What a win that was in the co-main event. We'll get into the fight in a second, but I wanted to know heading into the fight, I know you're a guy that, we talked about this, you'll fight anyone, anytime, but it did look like things were a little bit heated heading into the fight. Was that accurate? Was this fight personal at all for you?
No, there's no personal. The only personal is my team, my family, my friends, and make a shitload of money. Then besides that, it's all fucking around and, maybe answering a couple of things if I feel it, but there's no personal for me. Like, I will tell you things like I got some guys, I'm guessing fans of him, putting stuff about my family or my kids, just to try to get under my skin. But, I got a thick skin. I say that already. So that doesn't bug me. It's weird. Like, I don't know what's going on mentally. Like, it's a good thing, but when I read bad things, I don't follow them. Like, I read it because it's impossible not to, but it just don't make any effect on me. Like, I just like, oh, whatever, good for you, cool.
Yeah, no, it's a little crazy, after the fight, seeing all the fans come out of the woodwork. Let's talk about the fight, though. Really, really good matchup. Obviously, everyone's been talking about his leg in this fight, and I know, there's been a lot of videos that have come out showing that, you did hit him, and it wasn't this, lucky thing that people are talking about. I wanted to know, though, in the fight, when did you realize his leg was hurt? Did you notice it as the fight was going on?
Well, he threw a couple hard calf kicks, and then I adjusted. I was like, okay, you want to do that? So I started like moving better, not standing with my foot in the floor so he can kick me. And, you got to do adjustments on the fly. Then you cannot eat too many of those. He kicked me twice, and I was like, that's about it, buddy. I checked the second one. And then when I give him the kick back to him, that's what caused the injury. So what I say in the press conference was reality. It wasn't just talking shit. It was like, my shed is stronger than his shed. So when he kicked me, he hurts. Fuck, it's a fist fight. Everything hurts. But when I give it back, it just seems to be a stronger kicker. I'm a stronger kicker for sure. Then there was a lot of talk, go back and forth, but I'm like, I just make sure I back it up my shit. There's a lot of talk, there's a lot of opinions, but at the end of the day, is whoever wanted more. And I told that to my coaches before. I wanted more. Like, I guarantee you, I wanted more.
So he's on the ground. He's on his back. Obviously, there was that point where you were just raining down bombs. It looked like he might have gone out for a second. Did you notice that when you were throwing the shots down there, just raining down those punches?
Oh, yeah, he went out cold for a little bit, not for so long, but he went out. Like, that's why the referee stopped it, because he make the noises when you're out. You're like snoring. Yeah, he make the noises, and then fucking I just keep punching until the referee stopped it. So when I see the replay, yeah, it seems like it's slow, but people, it's not actual. They're leasing the guy going out. So once the guy going out. So if the referee wouldn't stop it, I wouldn't be mad. Second round, it would be a nightmare for the guy. It would be even worse. But that's why he haven't said anything. He haven't put excuses yet, but I'm sure he will later.
What's going through your head once the referee steps in? You've won the fight in the first round, and especially with everything you've gone through, man. Like, you had that last fight that was close that I think a lot of people felt should have gone your way against Song Yadong, and here you are getting this win over a big name in Sean O'Malley in the co-main event of a pay-per-view. What's going through your head when you get that win?
Dude, when you win, you just fucking mix it up of a lot of things, All the time you sacrifice with your family, all the moments you wasn't present just because you're training hard. Every time you just like, it's just a mix of things going through. And I believe whoever handled these things the better is whoever's gonna go farther and farther. So, for me, what's all about that night, Sunday morning, it was gone for me. Like, yeah, it's cool, I gotta do, all the media. You have to do it. It's part of the business. You gotta play the game. But to me, that fight's gone. Like, that's in the past. Like, I don't live from that, I get it done, and I'm looking up to the next one now.
I saw there was a great photo of you and your manager, Jason, guys celebrating after the fight. What did you get up to after the fight? Did you have a couple drinks? I saw you with your daughter. I'm sure you got to enjoy the night.
Yeah, I pick up my wife and my kids. Well, they picked me up, and then we went to Jason's house, and yeah, we drink hard. But since I had the kids there with me, once I saw them asleep, and they were like annoying to be there because there was music. We were like hanging out. I told my wife, like, let's just go back to the hotel. So this time I didn't get as fucked up as usually get.
Yeah.
But
I've been there. I
family
got
is
kids too.
important.
I got a son, so I know what it's like. You're like, I got to be a parent first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I see my daughter and my son, like they were like, oh, come on, dude, we don't care. I was like, I saw my wife like, let's go. But it better because I drove the day after, and it would be terrible to have that drove all
Being
feeling
hungover.
dead.
Yeah,
So
I know. I've been
I'm
there.
so glad I pulled the trigger when I had the chance.
Yeah, no, that's great. Have you had a chance to speak to the UFC? I know that's something your manager does, but they must have been really impressed with the performance you put on Saturday.
They were impressed, dude. When you stop somebody like that like fuck it, I'm gonna say it, that everybody was sucking his dick. He was literally, people were on this guy's nuts forever, and I was like, how fucking crazy, like fame change perspective so fucking hard. Like people really believe things. Like I'm like, dude, two legs, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 hands, fucking same dick, same balls. I'm like, people have to stop believing people making them gods. Like, there's only one God. Whatever. If you believe it, if not, I respect that. But people just go too hard with this hype. Like they listen too much with the media, and happens in the sports, happen in real life. Usually with COVID, we see the news of whatever they were posting a video of a Italy hospital, was terrible, and they were saying that was LA. People was going crazy here, but what I'm trying to say, it's about like media change perspective of people. Like for me, it's different. It didn't change me at all. So like, when people was like all crazy about this fight, I was like, it's a fucking fist fight, dude. I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. And the guy's good, but trust me, I'm fucking good too. So I just feel like the UFC was impressed, and I like that because that's what is gonna get me to the next level with them. And then I was happy. I talked to them afterwards. It's like, hey kid, you never back it up on opportunity. You never say no to us. So let's work. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's work. You tell me when and how, and I'll be fucking there. And I know Jason's gonna talk to Sean, and we already have a plan. We know who we want next, and we will see if that happen. I hope that happen.
Okay. I did see that the president of Ecuador gave you a shout out and congratulated you on the win. How cool is that?
That's cool, man. That's cool. That the big dogs, they start paying attention to you, and a lot of people like the guy. A lot of people don't like the guy, but fuck it. If you're gonna support me, I take it. It's a fucking. He owns the country. It is what it is. He's the president. So that was pretty cool. I had ex-presidents tweeting me out before, but president is a fucking president.
Right. Yeah. It's a huge deal. And then I don't know, the other thing I was going to ask you, I don't know if you saw, did you see someone won $200,000 on your fight? Did you see that?
That was pretty fucking sweet, man.
Yeah. With the video and everything. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, good for the fucking guy. He put 40 grand and he make 190. That's fucking good for him, dude. Like,
Yeah.
well done. But look, that's a hardcore. That's a smart guy. I was like, look, this guy is so underdog. But sometimes you don't go like that in an underdog. Like he probably knows about him. He probably watch fights. Like yesterday I had a delivery. I got a South Fitness, a treadmill at a sponsor, and the guy who drives the truck, the one that like bring the package all the way to my garage, he's like, "You are the fucking guy," and I was like, "Oh, don't tell me you're gonna start a fight right now, bro. I'm fucking sore and
You thought he was
hungover."
trying to fight you. Yeah.
And he was like, "You motherfucker! I put 3 grand against you," and I was like,
Oh, really?
and I was like, "How much MMA you watch?" I don't really watch, but I just listen what people say. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
Get your
That's the
fucking
problem.
research first. Don't believe the hype. Like, it's just too much hype, man. And I'm so glad the fight went that well. Like it wasn't even like a close fight for a minute. That was a once. I just walked through that guy. So I'm so happy how that happened.
Well, I was so surprised too that people said he was going to finish you early. It's like, did you not watch Chito's fights? Like, you've never been finished in your career, and you fought guys with really good knockout power, like Lineker, and like, there's a lot. Like, do you feel like fans just they don't really watch a lot of tape? I guess is my best explanation.
There is two type of fans, and we know that. There's the casuals, which I know sounds like we are fucking around, but casual fans are real. They're the type of guys that they're like they have an opinion and they don't even have a fucking idea. They will just repeat what the homie says and you do passing to the other one, to the other one. But hardcore fans, like today, I was surfing this morning at Newport Beach, and this guy went like, "Dude, that was fucking impressive, man!" Like, and then it was a smart guy. Like the guy wasn't like my fan or whatever. He was like, "Dude, that was a fight that it will show who's the real deal. If the kid's a real deal, or if you belong to the top again." And I was like, that was a pretty good approach how to do it. Like, like he wasn't like, oh, yo, I love you, I love him. He was putting points, like being pretty biased, and I was like, dude, you fucking watch MMA, you know your thing. But those are fucking hardcores. The hardcores are the ones that actually count. All these casuals, they don't, they're funny, dude. Like they wanna basically fight for the fighter. They don't even know how to do it, but it's funny how everybody have an opinion in these days, but nobody have the balls to say or do something face to face.
Now, you mentioned you and your manager sort of have an idea and a plan. When are you looking to get back in there? Do you have an idea of when you want to fight again next?
I think the time for me to come back healthy and ready, it's of course November. I think Jimmie Rivera is the fight that has to happen at some point. Like I said before, I'm not a guy that chase fights. That's why I'm not even talking shit. But I believe he's number 7. I'm 14 right now. You know, I believe I should be a little higher, but who fucking cares? Rankings are rankings. I mean, the rankings is cool, so I don't mind that. But I think that's a fight to make, and I hope he don't have excuses or he don't have way to run away. So he told the UFC he want to fight me. That like he's not running away. He whatever. I'm like cool. I respect that. I believe you. Let's do it then.
Yeah, and there's a bit of history there, too. If I remember correctly, he was supposed to fight Brian Caraway, and then Caraway was out of the fight, and then I think you were offered him, and Rivera said no, and I'm not throwing any shade at Jimmy. I think he just felt it was a risky fight to take at the time. Is that accurate? What exactly happened there?
This is what happened. Caraway pulled out. That was in super short notice. That was like 6 days.
It was at the beginning of the year, I remember. I think it was like January or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Fuck yeah, take the fight." I was coming off a revelation win against Brad Pickett that everybody was stoked about it. It was a fun fight. We went back and forth, and then my coach was like, "Hey, there's a fight. You want to take it? It's gonna be hard, but we believe in you. And then if you're game enough." I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's fucking go." It's a big fight. There's where you make yourself big. So we take it. We signed the contract. The UFC make the post Chito Vera against Rivera like he was on, and then all this was on a Friday night. I was so happy. Everybody was calling me. Like I was happy, dude. That was the moment of my life. Back then I wasn't who I was right now, so it was big for me. And then Saturday morning he just put a tweet. Sorry guys, I'm not fighting. And I was like, what's going on here? And then this is what I know. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but this is what I know. He basically say, I cannot beat a guy that needs money to do the surgery of his daughter, blah, blah, blah. Back then I was
Yeah, no, I remember that.
collecting money for what I already did. But then I was thinking like how dumb you are. If you beat me, I'm still making a good amount of money because we're fighting for the UFC. It's not a regular show. And then that was the first thing he said. The second thing he said was like, "Oh, I teach kids martial arts, blah blah blah. I teach my kids not to be bullies." I'm like, dude, it's a fucking fist fight. We are UFC fighters. Like, there's no bullies in here. It's like, what are you thinking? Like, you're gonna come and like I'm gonna like just turn my back and let you punch me? Like, I'm gonna fight back. I don't knock on wood, but it is what it is. A fight. We're gonna fight. And then that was the first time. So he basically, his manager, I believe, signed the contract, or I don't know what happened, but he just literally pulled out the day after. So I hope the UFC gets mad about that because that wasn't right. Then the second time, I believe he was supposed to fight Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz get hurt. I jump on it. I literally start cutting away like without even telling yes. Then he says like, no, I'm not interested in that fight. Blah 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 blah. Then now the third one, I was eight. It was this month, and then it was ready to go. But then O'Malley beat Eddie Wineland the way he did, and then O'Malley started calling me out like a madman. And so I was like, fuck it, if you want it, come get it. Then the UFC was like, you know what? Forget about Rivera and get this fight. And then he fought Stem and I fought O'Malley. But now it's when he's number 7. I want to be number. I want to be up there in the top 10 and get in the top 5 at the end of the year. So let's fucking do it.
What's the plan for the rest of the week with the family? I know you guys like going to do a bit of traveling. Are you going to stay at home base, or you got any travel plans at all?
If I finish all my obligations with the media, with all that stuff, we probably are going to rent an Airbnb and go to either Big Bear or Joshua Tree, something like that. My wife is in charge on looking at those things. I just drive.
Yeah, you just go along for the ride. I'm the same way. I let my wife plan everything, and I just sit back and take it in.
And she's listening what I'm saying, so she knows what to do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, Chito,
thank you, man.
Congratulations on the victory, man. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? Floor is yours.
Just thanks for the people who support me. Thanks my coaches for getting me ready for this fight, and all my sponsors. I post about that in social media. Thanks to all of them, and I don't want to miss nobody out. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity that they give me, and my team, my coaches, my manager, my family, and thanks everybody. Thank you.